2.5 months after the coronavirus landed in North Dakota, business is moving closer and closer to a new normal. But Renee Cooper reports as restaurants and other hospitality businesses find ways to reopen, employees and employers alike are still struggling with the unemployment system.
After speaking with the president of the North Dakota AFL-CIO and the executive director of Job Service, it's clear the only given for keeping unemployment benefits when your workplace opens back up is if you have to watch children at home.
Because that's covered by the pandemic unemployment insurance.
If the employer isn't holding up safety standards,
there is no OSHA standard for infectious diseases like this. So when they say call OSHA, OSHA really doesn't have any good teeth to bite with.
And then, even if an employer is following CDC guidelines, what if an employee is at high risk for the coronavirus and the job involves serving people all day?
That's up in the air. There's no black or white for that as far as I know.
Should there be?
I would think so.
I sat down with the Job Service Director, Brian Klipfel, to get some clear answers.
There is always exceptions, and you have to look at it on a case-by-case basis.
In my letter to him, my email, I stressed what kind of anxiety it must be like to have to either, be in that group, to have to go back to work, or to stay home and feel safe yet not have any income.
Say somebody is in that situation, should they be calling Job Service? How would they start that case-by-case handling of the situation?
Well, usually what happens is if, the employer will let us know. They ask his employee to come back to work, and they haven't. They refuse to come back to work. So then we have to adjudicate the claim. So you have to get the side of the business, and then you have to get the side of the employee, and we have our adjudicator makes the decision.
The co-owner of Bismarck Restaurants, Mackenzie River Grill and Aleworks, says she spends hours a day on unemployment claims. She says she and her husband are down to less than half of their pre-pandemic staff due to people refusing to come back to work.
And that has really hurt us. We have some staff who have chosen not to return to work because they're making more in unemployment than they were making with hours working.
She says employers are in an equally tough spot.
Just disappeared. They don't answer their phone. They don't answer scheduling.
Bob says she's been letting Job Service know when this is happening.
And that's not the way it's set up. These benefits, the unemployment insurance plus that $600 extra a week, was to help the people who really could not go back to work.
Ultimately, both of Bob's restaurants, like many others, are doing everything they can to keep the work environment safe and clean. The rest is out of the employer's control. Reporting for KX News in Bismarck, Renee Cooper.
If you are put at a high risk by going back to work, Klipfel says that's what the pandemic unemployment insurance was created for, and to call Job Service. However, you will no longer qualify for the state's regular unemployment.
Which brings us now to the latest.